In the first few hours of a Pokemon playthrough, you find yourself wandering through dense, early-game areas like Viridian Forest or Eterna Forest to build out your team. You inevitably stumble across Kakuna. It sits there, suspended from the branches, acting as a literal, unmoving roadblock in the tall grass. If you decide to catch one and put it into battle, you immediately hit a wall. Sending it out against a rival trainer feels like entering a staring contest. In releases like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, a wild Kakuna's entire move pool consists of exactly one option, a non-damaging move called Harden. You can't attack, you can't debuff the opponent, you can only sit there and take hits. It creates a nearly universal experience for players, treating this creature as an intentional speed bump designed to waste time and stall progress. To quantify exactly how weak this creature is, we have to look at the base stat total, the underlying mathematical engine that dictates a Pokemon's combat capability. Comparing Kakuna to a fully evolved fighter, its total base stats sit at a dismal 205. Breaking that down, attack, and special defense are hard-coded at 25 points each. Even speed is a measly 35, mathematically guaranteeing you take a hit before reacting. Game designers don't usually map out numbers this abysmal by accident. There has to be a mechanical reason to code a creature with absolute mathematical helplessness. If the raw numbers don't explain the design, the lore written into the Pokédex does. The entries from Pokémon Yellow and Gold tell a different story than the stat screen. Kakuna is actually armed. If you read the text, it says, when endangered, it may stick out its stinger and poison its enemy. There is a sharp, venomous barb coiled just beneath that outer armor, waiting for a direct threat. It also has a passive biological defense mechanism called Shed Skin, which allows it to automatically cure itself of paralysis, burns, or severe poisoning during a fight. Kakuna locks itself into a highly calculated defensive posture, equipped to outlast and ward off early-game predators. The Pokédex entries in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald explain exactly what is happening beneath that rigid exterior. The shell is virtually immobile because the interior is undergoing a violent biological transformation as it actively constructs its adult body. The lore states that on the inside it is extremely busy. That level of rapid cellular restructuring generates immense amounts of energy. The internal furnace inside burns so hot that the physical outer shell becomes physically hot to the touch. Kakuna shuts off all external mobility to direct 100% of its metabolic energy inward. This chart maps out the narrow lifespan of this phase. The cocoon stage begins exactly at level 7, when it evolves from Weedle. That extreme pressure breaks almost immediately. By level 10, the shell cracks, and it transforms into Beedrill. This rapid 3-level window is a deliberate, gamified simulation of an insect's pupal stage. Even the hidden rewards reflect this biology. If you defeat a wild Kakuna, your own Pokemon gains 2 defense effort values, mathematically rewarding your fighter for practicing how to crack through thick armor. In game design, this is ludonarrative harmony. The frustration of using a Pokemon that can only use Harden flawlessly mirrors the real biological struggle of metamorphosis. Kakuna is a pressurized biological furnace, serving as a tightly designed bridge